Okay, we're turning the spotlight now elsewhere to the Chinese art of deflection, bombarding Twitter with porn instead of protesters. Now, is it working? Oren Elimelech, founder and CEO of Cyber Team 360, joining us now live. Hey, Oren, thank you very much for coming back on the show. So usually when we talk cybersecurity, we think of government's efforts to curb such attacks. Now we're seeing the opposite, a government operation or an alleged government operation. How can we know it's Chinese orchestrated indeed, and how is it being done exactly?
So, thank you and good evening. According to the analysis done by several researchers, we can now see that bots that are affiliated with direct attribution to the Chinese government are actually sending and thwarting information to reduce external visibility into the protest against COVID in China. So if you search out for Beijing, Shanghai, or any other cities in China, okay, on Twitter, you'll mostly see ads for escort, porn, gambling, trying to drone and minimize your exposure and visibility to legitimate search result. Okay, so this has been risen in the last few days, and all those bots are affiliated, and bots are not humans. These are computers doing the actual traffic.
So is that the modern version, to an extent, of censorship? Instead of banning something, just replacing it and flooding the feed with different content?
Yes. So as we know, it's very hard to, once something is published on the internet, to make it go away. So if I flood the internet and I flood false information, you're lost. It's trying to find a needle in a haystack, so the results go down and people lose their attention. But the more significant thing here is not only what the Chinese bots are doing, but the fact that Twitter is not able to stop that due to the recent changes by Elon Musk reducing the Twitter capability. Because as we all know, since Elon Musk purchased Twitter, the entire team has been cut more than half. It used to be 7,500 employees. Now he cut half of them. So he told them, either you work hardcore or you go home, and another 1,200 people resigned. So there's not much people to deal with these bots and security alerts, not only coming from China, from all over around. So we can see that the current core security team in Twitter is unable to stop such attacks. And also, this is, again, a greater concern for everyone, also for me and other researchers, and also for countries, if you look what's happening in China. But there's been several counts being reinstated, not only for Trump, but another 1,000 accounts being reinstated. And again, this can also lead to terror organization taking abuse of that, because this can expose the platform for terrorist exploitation, as we saw in the past. And I think that China is only the first one taking abuse of this minimized skeleton crew in Twitter.
And that takes me directly to my next question to you, Oren. Is China seizing an opportunity here, or could it be facilitated regardless to those layoffs of the monitoring teams of Twitter?
I think both, because as we know, China also promotes its own platform by Tencent, TikTok. So definitely, I think it's pointing in the same direction, to more take use of Twitter going down and try to promote and push more Twitter down. But also, it's taking use of that platform in order to, again, do the opposite of censorship, but actually flooding and minimizing the external visibility into the protest in China.
So for us as users, can we hit back? Is there any way to block the flood, or are we just, we're doomed to be controlled by whatever the Chinese government is trying to do at the moment?
Great question. As we all know, Twitter is actually being censorship in China, but if you run a VPN, a virtual private network, you can bypass that. But definitely we can see that this is also influencing outside China. Okay, so if you search for ads, but again, there's not much we can do. I think that Twitter needs to improve and be more aware of that and do more.
Do more or do less? It seems to be a matter in question in this new era of social media. Oren Elimelech, founder and CEO of Cyber Team 360. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much for your insight, sir.